the music hasn't come from my new song, so maybe I'll read it.
Okay. Okay, great.
Is that
So
okay?
all of you, hi Marcia, nice to see you. Hi Lynn, nice to see you too. Thank you for coming. So we're just gonna
Happy
hang
belated
around.
birthday, Christine.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm 70.
I wasn't going to say that.
Well, you know what Al Stewart says? You kids got to hang on till you're 70. Are you listening, Don? Because when you're 70, then you're a legend and everybody wants you.
Brandon, why don't you have it so that anybody who talks gets spotlighted?
Okay, cool. We are live, everybody, just so you know now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll pull
So
you
yeah,
out of that.
keep your gossip to a minimum. It's live stream. It's not just us anymore. It's the entire globe. Everybody with a computer on planet Earth is now part of it. Well, so
Hey,
Sarah's here.
is that Lynn from Peaks Island?
What's that?
She's from Peaks Island. Lynn Heineman.
I'm actually from Boston, but I've been hiding from COVID on Peaks Island.
Oh.
I have not been home since May 2020. I can't imagine the dust and the cobwebs. I may need you to help me kill all the spiders, Chris, because I know you love killing spiders.
Christine, what's that? What's that line that you used to say? If it wasn't for dust bunnies, I would have no pets at all.
That's right.
So, welcome everybody. This is a Thursday night thing that we've been doing. Hi, Kara. For those of you watching on other platforms, you're welcome to come over here to Zoom. Brandon, our extraordinary technician, will put the information into your chats, and you can come over and yap at me in between songs. So I see that Sarah's here. Sarah, we can start now because you're here. I want to start without you.
Love you, John.
Good to see
Thanks,
you. How's things in California? Everything all right out there?
Doing okay. Status quo.
All right. Let me just see who else is here. Oh, it's good to see everybody. Let's see. Who we're representing all the different states here: Nebraska, Massachusetts, Kentucky, New York, California, Detroit, Michigan, but some other parts of Michigan. All right. So I guess I'll play some songs now. If you want to hear anything, put it in the chat, even if you're on YouTube or Facebook, and Brandon will get the information to me. Hi, Meg. Nice to see you. And so the way the night's gonna lay out is I'll play till about, I don't know, 8 maybe, and then we'll take just a short break. I'll come back and play till about 8:25, and then we'll have our after party. Tonight's after party guests are my friend Nick Zano from here in Lynn, Massachusetts, my friend Michelle Held from Detroit, Michigan, and Christine Lavin has got a new tune she wants to debut for us tonight, so she'll be there later. So let me play something for you. If you're in a quiet place, you can go ahead and unmute. Brandon will monitor it, but I like to have a little interaction. But mostly, especially if I'm telling a story, that's when I really like it the most. But whatever, I really can't just play to a to a screen. So why don't everybody unmute for a minute and just I'll count to 3, and then we just pretend you heard something funny and laugh, so that we can just feel like we're together. All right. So unmute. All right, everybody. And now 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, laugh. This show is already a huge success. All right, like I said, if you want to hear anything, I'm at your disposal, as they say. An old wife and husband, they had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, You won't believe what he did. He smoked a lot of marijuana. He snorted cocaine too. Told his parents he was gonna drop out of school. The father pounded on the table. The mother hollered and she screamed. They ran him down to the doctor. Doctor, what does this mean? He put them all on Prozac. Right then, right there. He said you'll still have your problems, but now you just won't care. And he prescribed a little therapy, some supplementary drugs, but he didn't write a script down for a little more love, just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better, see a little more love. I know a wife and a husband, and they had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, you won't believe what she did. She said, Mom, I'm sleeping over Susan's. That was just a big fat lie, cause what she really was doing was staying out all night. When her parents found out, they cried boo-hoo-hoo. Then they called the radio talk show. They asked him, what should we do? He said, send her off to boot camp. That was his advice. It was good for his ratings, but it wasn't very nice. Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better, see a little more love. I can see that you're a tough guy. You won't be pushed around. You're not gonna take it. You're good at putting your foot down. You might get killed by lightning and you might get hit by a truck. But if you are not that lucky, you might just wind up spending years in a rest home without a whole lot to do. But look back on what you did with the time God gave you. Just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better. Big, rough, tough guy to see a little more love. It might look a little better, see a little more love. Crowd goes wild. Crowd is going wild. Oh my god. Alright.
Hey Don, Rachel in the chat requested Elijah the precocious orchard queen, but she said I see there are kids here, so maybe that's not a good idea.
Oh, that's a good. I think Amy told me it was okay, but we're gonna. I'll play that in a little while, but I'm also gonna play my song for Amy's daughter Thelia, who I'll play that in a little while too. And when we get to that toward the end of it, Brandon, if you can spotlight her because she sometimes gets motivated to dance and she has her skunks with her and all that. So we'll do that in a little while. But let me do this first. I think it was Marsha that wanted this last week, if I can remember how to play it. My dad said, son, if you keep going on this way, bad report card, real bad report card, you're gonna wind up as a lumper on a cruise someday. I said, Dad, what's a lumper? I was laughing so hard, rolling on the floor. Dad, no one uses words like a lumper anymore. The guys are outside, it's Friday night, I gotta go. See you later, thanks for the lecture. If you keep doing the things that you are doing, if these things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper on the second chance crew. Me, Billy, Bob, Rick and Ray, those were my drinking buddies. We were living for the party every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And don't forget Sunday. One by one they moved away from home. You know the time went by. The next thing I know, I'm 31. I'm drinking with a bunch of 19-year-olds. What a loser, man! What a loser! If you keep doing the things that you are doing. If these things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper on the second chance crew. Second chance people got a touch of gray, party their teens and their 20s away. Now they're sober, starting over, and they're 32. They're just so glad to be working on the second chance crew. Those pallets aren't gonna lift themselves, lumper. Wound up in the program, I know that's no surprise. I make the minimum wage, but at least I didn't die. You know my knees are aching and my back is sore. I've been dragging these ladders across a plywood floor, and Dad, I never wonder what a lumper is anymore. Cause I'm a lumper if you keep doing the things that you are doing. If these things that you are doing don't do you in, they can always use another lumper down on the second chance crew. Smoke it and drink it and puff it up your nose while your education goes up in smoke. When you're in your 30s and the party is through, saving you a seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. Saving you a seat at the meeting, 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 a seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. A seat at the meeting and a job lumping on the crew. There you go.
Yay, Don. All right.
Neil.
Good to hear you and see everybody.
That's how Neil. Like it's Neil, how are you, buddy? Everything okay with you?
No complaints at all. Good to see you, everybody that's in the house right now.
It's like a little group of like internet misfits here. We gather every week. All right.
Without the internet.
Say that again.
I said, I'm a misfit without the internet.
Right. This is just where we gather. It's a particular gathering. All right, so Thelia, how are you feeling? Are you doing okay? You still there? Are you frozen? Thelia's frozen. She's coming from Kentucky. When your screen unfreezes, I'll play your song for you. All the days of her youth were spent in housing subsidized by the government. By the time that her neighbors were 12 years old, they knew how to steal automobiles and play that rock and roll. Shoo-up, shoo-ah-doo-ah, project girl. Shoo-up, shoo-ah-doo-ah, you-do-ah-doo-ah. Shoo-up, shoo-ah-doo-ah, project girl. Shoo-up, shoo-ah-doo-ah, you-do-ah-doo-ah. I was raised on the other side with a white picket fences and a brand new bike. When the sun was hot and the days were long, my dad turned on the sprinkler to save the lawn. But now I'm grown and I work all day. When I come home, I'm all grown and complain. But my project girl puts me in my place, calls me a middle-class spoiled brat right to my face. Shoo-ah-doo-ah, project girl. Shoo-ah-doo-ah, you do project girl. Now by the time that she married me, she was already adept at austerity, and she can keep us going on my piddly pay. She can cook a potato 119 ways. Project girl. Project girl. I love my project girl. Project girl. I love my project girl. If my young daughter hates what we eat, she is liable to pick it up and throw it at me. Well, the projects have never been her home, but her mother gave her Project chromosome, so it don't matter where she may live, she will always be a second generation project kid. She wadi project girl. She wadi project girl. She wadi I love my project girl. Well, these classy women in their fancy clothes, they're very impressive, I suppose, but I wouldn't trade my project girl for every Maserati mama in this whole wide world.
Yo,
Hey,
Don.
Don.
Right.
We're doing the deep tracks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's in my 20s when I wrote that song, probably. You know, we moved into a new house, and, you know, this house, you know, I bought it with my daughter. It's a two-family house, and its prices are unbelievable. So the amount of money that I remember my dad saying to me, he paid $11,000 for his house in 1962, and he said, Donnie, he said, I laid in bed and I couldn't sleep for 3 months just trying to figure out how I was gonna make the payments on this house, like $11,000, right? So now this thing is, you know, closer to $1 million than that, right? And my wife, like we had, it's like when she grew up, she didn't have much, you know. We didn't have a car, you know. They grew up in the projects, and so she's been really good about making the most out of what we had, and every little thing that we got was, you know, we appreciated it and all that. And I have to tell you this, like, this house is nice, but she just can't stop talking about the dishwasher. Like, it's the first time in her life that she had a dishwasher, and she's just like, Dawn, look, I want to show you how it works. Look, you put the dish. I go, you know, these have been around since the 50s. She goes, not in my world. So, you know, I'm really happy. Like, she walks around, like I said this last week, you know, she just stops in the middle of the kitchen going, Dawn, I'm so happy. And I'm like, what kind of a husband has a wife walking around telling him how happy she is? I mean, I know what happens up there, but we're pretty psyched about it. Hello, Alan, Kansas represented over there. Nice to see you. All right, so Amy and Thelia. Thelia, look at me, darling. All right, are you ready? If I play this song, will you, toward the end of it, we'll give you a chance to cut loose, right? You have your skunks with you? Let me see them. Hold them up. All right. So everybody put yourself on, like, a gallery if you're here, so you can see Thelia. This is her song. You know, the fact that she picked this out of all my songs and wants me to play it every week is, you know, I don't know what it means, but it's called Psycho Mom and Dad. And she gets so swept up in it that before you know it, she's dancing. And so when we get toward the end of it, maybe like the last chorus or so, Brandon, if Thelia's in the mood, why don't you go ahead and spotlight her for the entire world to see
Yeah, right.
Thelia Psycho Mom Skunk Dance. It's a piece of performance art unlike anything on the internet today, ladies and gentlemen. Mom come home from work today. I tell you what she saw. Every toy that me and my sister owned was laying out on the floor. And the table was covered with peanut butter and half-eaten sandwiches. There was cereal bowls, an open jar of mayo, and an empty can of tuna fish. Dad was drinking a six-pack, he had 2 or 3 bottles gone. Sports page was laying on the living room floor and the football game was on. When Ma tripped over my toy transformer, that pushed her over the edge. And that's when we knew she was turning into Psycho Mom again. She's screaming, I'm fed up, I'm finished, I'm through. I've had it up to here with all of you, I'm running away. I'm leaving today. I'm gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound. For a couple of cannibals, I used to be normal. Used to be calm. Picking up after you animals, turn me into Psycho Mom. You really should be on gallery to see this kid dance right now. Ma was working and Dad was babysitting us the other night. Me and my brother started yelling at each other and we got into a fight. We were punching, kicking, scratching, pinching, pulling each other's hair. Just about the time we knocked the TV over, we saw Dad standing there. His blood was bubbling, he didn't say nothing, he stood there at the door. Me and my brother took a look at each other and we looked up from the floor. And Dad started to scream like a wild banshee and started pulling out his own hair. And that's when we knew he was psycho too and we better get out of there. He's screaming, I'm fed up, finished, I'm through. I've had it up there with all of you, I'm running away. I'm leaving today, I'm gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound. To a couple of cannibals, I used to be normal. Never got mad. Babysitting you animals turned me into Psycho Dad. For an hour, Mother and Father trying to keep us in bed. And me and my sister never miss a chance to play with their heads. We were using every excuse in the book to try to keep from going to sleep. She said, I'm thirsty. I said, I've got to pee. She said, I forgot to brush my teeth. We just got done with that classic one. Upon this fateful night, where you say it's too dark and they turn on the light and then you cry cause the light's too bright. And my eyes plugged up, Dad's head exploded and they both climbed up the wall. You should thank the Lord that you were not born to Psycho Dad and Mom. Okay, Brandon, let's let the little girl dance. She's screaming, I'm fed up, finished, I'm through. I've had it up here with all of you, I'm running away. I'm leaving today, I'm gonna join the carnival. First I'm selling you kids for a penny a pound. To anybody that will take you, you used to be normal. Used to be calm. Babysitting you animals turned us into Psycho Dad and Mom. And that's Delia Richardson right there from Kentucky.
And your
Hey,
dance
yeah, nice job.
those were live skunks, weren't they?
Yes.
Oh, is that what I was smelling?
Beautiful job, Celia. Nicely done.
Yeah, it's great.
A rock star, honestly. All right.
I like it when you choreograph your songs.
Backup dancers.
What's that?
Backup dancers. There you go.
Backup dancers, right. All right, does anybody want to hear anything? We'll play Elijah in a little while. Let me play something of some. All his children knew that he was dying. We asked them all to gather at his side. Spoke to them about the joyousness of the living from the perspective of someone about to die. My love for you is what I leave behind me. I see my love in everything you are. When I am gone and you want to find me, believe me, you won't need to look too far. I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. Take some time and contemplate the night sky, so vast beyond all you can comprehend. The magnitude of what is out around you can make your life seem small and insignificant. Then picture your heart if grown to its potential, being wider than all you can ever dream, and deeper than the unfathomable heaven. Passed away in my heart feels today to me, and I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. There's really nothing more that I can say now. If you don't mind, I would like to be alone. I want to spend a short time now in prayer to thank God for all the love that I have known, and for all these hearts where my love has found a home. And I will be your sense of humor. I'll be your integrity. Each time you find the strength to persevere, right inside that strength is where I'll be. That's where you can always go to be with me.
All right, Dawn.
Yay!
Thank you. That's a song that is part of what we call the worst comedy show on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. This is the worst comedy show I've ever been to. All right. Let's see. Hang on. Alright, so in my lifelong attempt to find more endeavors that require more time and energy than folk music, with the potential to make less money. I have now written my second book, ladies and gentlemen. There it is right there. It's called The Hitchhiking Years and Four Other Stories. That, if you can see it, is a photograph of Teresa, my wife, who I am still married to, by the way, and me, in the very first month of a 3-year hitchhiking experience. We hitchhiked for 3 years. When I say that I did that, I feel like a man who used to make buggy whips. But let me read something from it for you. Apologies to people who have heard this already. Those people who came every week while I was writing the book, they didn't need to buy it because I read it to them. I read the whole thing to them. So one thing now, when I'm reading, I really like to have as many people unmuted as possible in case I stumble onto something funny. And I just like to hear you. So unless you're in a noisy place, like my friend Jen, who's usually got her daughter singing along with her, as long as you're in a reasonably quiet place, would you consider unmuting yourselves so that I can feel something? All right. So in 1975, we hitchhiked for the whole year. I was 17 years old, and we wound up going to Alaska. This thing is called the Alaska-Canada Highway. I have seen, driven on, stood beside, bounced untethered in the back of pickup trucks for miles upon, and inhaled deep into my lungs the dust of many dirt roads in my life. But never could I have imagined a stretch of gravel as impressive as the Alaska-Canada Highway. When we set out to hitchhike this beast in 1975, it was approximately 1,400 miles of dirt. If a similar road extended west from Boston, your tires would not reach asphalt until you got to Omaha. Of course, it's all paved now, which means that North America is no longer able to provide a similar experience to the one that Teresa and I had in July of that year. Not only was it unpaved, but being the only land route for supplies destined for Alaska, it attracted a very special breed of unhinged truck drivers who drove it at high speeds with an attitude that was just a smidgen beneath reckless abandon. The first time we were nearly blown off the side of the road and into the Yukon wilderness by a truck driving 70 miles per hour, pulling 3 fully loaded trailers on this epic stretch of gravel, we knew we were entering a world of peopled with a tribe of humans we had not previously encountered. A second impossible to ignore indication that our docket of new experiences would soon include a fresh set of entries were the road signs. The first one we leaned our backpacks against had taken at least 1 and possibly 2 shotgun blasts, permanently relinquishing its intended information to the realm of conjecture. I'm cracking myself up now. I've read this 100 times. Okay, standing beneath a bullet-ridden sign that drunks, kids, moms, and clergymen shot at out the passenger window with a nonchalance reminiscent of the way most folks would wave to a neighbor was a bit intimidating and spoke volumes. There is a sulfur hot spring alongside the Alcan Highway in northern British Columbia. It's called Liard, L-I-A-R-D. Today there are changing stations. There. What's that?
Been there.
Okay, very good. Thanks for participating. Today there are changing stations, wheelchair access, a campground, a playground, and a restaurant. To my recollection, when our driver pulled over and said he wanted us to experience something special, there was a wooden boardwalk to the site that was built for walking over wet ground by the Army in 1942, and not much else. We walked a short distance through swamp and boreal forest. You could feel the heat before the path opened to reveal a pool of water with steam rising from it. A stream fed the area, so you could get warmer or cooler by swimming toward or away from the hot spring. Sulfur, in case you don't know, smells like rotten eggs. And in my lifetime, I have had more than my share of rotten egg experiences. This turned out to be my favorite. Now, my wife Teresa, who was my girlfriend at the time, had told me that when she was a little girl growing up in the projects, that she had loved the westerns on TV and the stories about pioneer women in wagon trains, before she was old enough to know that she had been born a century too late. She was sure that when she grew up that she would be a pioneer woman. So here we were, two kids from Lynn, Massachusetts, holding our bodies against each other in a natural hot spring at the top of the world. Her long, wet, black hair touched the small of her back. Her crystal blue eyes windowed the joy in her heart. The smile on her face unveiled that little girl who always knew that she was born to be a pioneer. This is one of my life's most treasured memories.
Hey!
Beautiful. Beautiful writing.
Thank you. So
That's
there it
for
is,
sure.
the hitchhiking years. Brandon will put the information in the chats. You just go to donwhite.net and I'll put one in the mail to you, and you'll help me buy groceries around here. So
It's a great book, too. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful book, Dawn. I loved it.
I was nervous about writing it. Oh, I have to tell you, I was saying this last week. I've been talking to Mary Gaucher lately, Christine. Her book is really quite good. It's called Saved by a Song, and she bought my books, and we've been talking about writing that second book and how intimidating it is, because everybody liked the first one, and somebody's gonna say it's not as good. I like the first one better, but. Brandon, I'm gonna play this one, so if you can have the book cover or the photo ready at the end.
Gotcha.
Didn't I know you in 74? You were 18 and out of control, hitchhiking far and wide for 10 months at a time, sleeping by the side of the road. All day long you would walk, hiking boots, Birkenstocks. You lived on black beans and rice. The wind in your hair, my friend, the freedom you knew back then still can't be seen in the eyes of a watchman with two, a waitress with two kids at her side. And didn't I know you in 74? You were wild, you were out of your mind. Ramdas and Ellen Watts all night in truck stops, your poetry on highway signs. The road was your teacher, then sleeping on beaches and reaching for things in the sky. The wind in your hair, my friend, the freedom you knew back then still can't be seen in the eyes of a night watchman with two kids at his side. When it's midnight, I work the graveyard shift. Daylight, I sleep, you watch the kids. No time, you're ironing your uniform. Midnight, return, leave the engine on a kiss, a hug at the door. A long time since 74. I left a note for you, a few things we to do. It's hanging up on the wall. It says power bill must be paid. Both the kids have been bathed. Your brother from Florida called. And round around it goes, where it goes no one knows. Put your feet up for a while. There's wine in the fridge, I'm late, give me a kiss. You know, in your slow moving smile, I still see that vagabond child. When it's midnight, I work the graveyard shift. Daylight, I sleep, you watch the kids. Noontime, you're ironing your uniform. Midnight, return, we ending on a kiss, a hug and a sigh. Two vagabonds in disguise.
Oh, Don, love it.
Thank you. Thank you. It was, I thought a long time about writing about all that stuff, but I didn't really decide to do it till I figured out there was a story there. It wasn't just a bunch of, you got picked up by this weirdo in Texas, got picked up by, it wasn't just a bunch of vignettes, but that it was a sort of a love story, and also a story about how, who we were when we left and who we were when we came back, and how by the time we were done with the first year of hitchhiking, we had been eating wild plants and stuff like that. Like, every night we would pick like lamb's quarters and wild mushrooms and a 10-cent onion and eat it like this. I would eat it the same way I would eat like the chef's special at a fancy restaurant. Now I just then when I got back to Lynn, I was not the same person I was when I left. I couldn't fit quite in anymore. But here we go. So let's see. Brian, nice to see you. Brian Dozer in the house. Good to see you, Brian. So let me play two more songs, and we'll take a short break. We'll put the splash up here. This is free, but if you can help out, I pay Brandon, and then I pay the grocery store down the street when I go to buy groceries, so you can help out with that. But don't worry about it if you don't have any money. It's all right. I have been there many times. In fact, I haven't had a gig in 2 years, so I know a little bit about not having income at this moment. All right. I overheard a man complaining how his 401k was not performing quite how he would like it to. As he sipped his double latte and continued to complain, I thought about that day in 1982. We were living in the shack with the outhouse in the back. If I'm not mistaken, you were pregnant too. We thought it might be funny to count up all of our money and discuss all the investing we could do. We pulled our pockets inside out, we pulled the cushions off the couch, stuck our fingers way down deep inside. And then we emptied all the pockets of the jackets in our closet, but not a single penny did we find. So after the realization our financial situation was not conducive to investment at this time, we decided to invest in what we've always done best. Danced around the kitchen for a while, we do the victory dance. Life is such a mess, we don't know what else to do. We do the victory dance when being penniless became literal to me and you. Well, you could jump off of a building, take a bunch of pills, you could walk around in a trance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, go on to the victory dance. I got fired from the job I had been working at for 20 years faithfully. Oh dear, oh God, oh my, how will I ever survive without a corporation taking care of me? I was so stressed out for weeks I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I didn't think that they would ever turn my way. And then a couple months went by, I began to realize, man, I really hated working at that place. So I started working for myself and improved my mental health. Now I'm happier than I've ever been before. Oh dear, oh my, oh God, I should have quit that stupid job 19 years ago. I do the victory dance. My life forces me to go out on my own. And then I just declare victory and I march my army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. Some things are always left to chance. If you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas, do the victory dance. When your life forces you to go out on your own, I say, just declare victory and then march your army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. Some things are always left to chance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, if the world has gone to hell and you cannot find Purell, you're stuck in a tiny house with your children and your spouse. You're stuck in your room, playing concerts on Zoom. Off the top of your screen are little squares, and all your friends are trapped inside of there. And you say to your friends that are trapped in the squares, give me a sign, let me know you're all okay, and they're your little holograms. If you lose your money, but you still got your honey. If you lose your honey, but you still got some money. If you find it hard to cope because your kids are all on dope, don't surrender yet. Try not to forget in this game of life we're in. In this game of life we're in. In this game of life that we are in. If you don't die, you win.
All right, done. Oh,
Yay!
Look at you all. Tim Mason showing up from New Mexico and Shannon up there. Hey Shannon, how you doing? All right, I'm
Hey,
waving at
guys.
the little corner of the screen like you know. Okay, now I'm gonna play this one song for you, and then we'll take a little break. I'm gonna just go throw some water on my face, and then I'll be back, and I'll play to about 25 past, and then we'll have a little after party with our special guest. The after party, for those of you that are new to this, is the way that throughout COVID we've used technology to simulate what we would do after a gig. Christine and I had been toured for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years, something like that, and when the show was over, we'd be at somebody's house playing music, gathered around, learning songs, you know. So it's fun for me to bring my friends in and to do that. So I'm gonna put this song is called The Painter. It's not one that I sing that much, but I know, and you know, we all know, we're all feeling the pressure of the isolation of this, what we've been through the last couple of years. I don't want to, I won't talk too much here, but I just want to say that, if you have a friend that wasn't doing good before COVID, they're probably really not doing good now. So give them a call, see how they're doing. You might be the only person they talk to this month or whatever. So this is called The Painter, and it's just a reminder that to take care of yourself. All right. So in this portrait of sadness in the big gallery, We see a man in the foreground in such misery, but the horizon behind him is vibrant and bright. We see him staring into darkness, but covered in light. If I were the painter, I would paint you with wings, and I would dress you in the colors that come in the spring. And when your heart was in darkness and you were alone, I'd paint sunshine around you and wings to carry you home. In this portrait of anger and low self-esteem, we see a woman in danger of a life without dreams. As I stare at her shoulders, Lord, all I can see is this a mountain of a burden where wings ought to be. If I were the painter, I would paint you with wings, and I would dress you in the colors that come in the spring. And when your heart was in darkness and you were alone, I'd paint sunshine around you and wings to carry you home. This face in the mirror, this portrait of me, it's constantly changing for the whole world to see. But the hand on the brushes that color this face is the hand that belongs to the person it paints. If I am the painter, I will paint me with wings, and I will dress me in the colors that come in the spring. And when my heart is in darkness and I am alone, I will paint sunshine around me and wings to carry me home. I will paint sunshine around me and wings to carry me home.
Beautiful, Don.
Hold on.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
I love it.
Oh,
Worst
Thank
comedy
you.
show on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. All right, so I'm gonna just take a 2-minute break, and I'll be back. If you're able to drop a few bucks my way, I'll pay Brandon with it, and I'll think of you when I'm in in the
Grocery
canned
store?
food aisle tomorrow at Market Basket. I'll name a can of beans after you. I'll invoke your name while I'm buying sustenance before the big storm that's coming. So, and I'll be back and I'll play for another 20 minutes or so, and then we'll have our after party. Thank you for being here. Thank you everybody on the 2 platforms. Facebook, we realize is over there. Hello, Facebook. And I was going to say Showtime. They're not quite over there. YouTube is over there. And those of you that are watching, no matter what you're watching on, if you just pop over to Facebook and share this, that's how the most people see it. That would be great. I'll see you in 2 minutes.
Woo! Actually, were you able to find it?
You are my favorite baby.
I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are just begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown, spend them all on you. I don't wanna stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years, built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future, now the future is here. I don't wanna stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't. I need you and me, how it used to be every week on Friday night. There's so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, you know. If cancer was a man, I would punch him in the throat. I don't wanna stay home tonight. 'Cause time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't wanna stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't. I need you and me, how it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay up till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What the hell have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, and then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't wanna stay home tonight. Time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't wanna stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't. I need you and me, how it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight. But of course I am staying home. Ta-da!
Yay, done. All right.
So you're staying home with friends.
Staying home with
Right.
friends. That's right.
And family.
Stay home with
Right.
internet misfits.
I want to thank everybody that was kind enough to throw a few bucks my way. I really appreciate it. You know, if you're, you know, those of you that are in a position to do that and have done it through COVID, you know, if you're a working musician and you were just living gig to gig, I don't know how you made it through the last couple of years, really, honestly. So thank you. You know, sure, you know, it's just good. So I'm gonna play Elijah, the Precocious Orchard King. I'm going to read the little excerpt from the book that documents it in more detail, then I'll sing the song. How's that sound? Sound good? I don't care. Doesn't matter. Oh, good, right? All right, here we go. This is a chapter in my book about the story. It's not a chapter, it's just a page and a half. And it's called Boy Dogs. So I truly need you all to unmute. So remember, any sound that you make is as loud as me and all that. So, you know, laugh if you got to laugh. I'll know to stop. But, you know, if a fire engine goes by, mute yourself or Brandon will mute you. Okay, Boy Dogs. This is the end of our 3-year hitchhiking extravaganza. We had just We were picking pears in Washington State. We were picking pears in Washington State, and we were with our dog, and we were Elijah, the hitchhiking dog, and we were gonna go to Guatemala. While we were going to Guatemala, somebody said it was cool. What about the dog? I don't know. What about what about not having a passport? Or, I don't know. It'll work out. It's okay. It's the 70s, man. All right. So, boy dogs. Years ago. Everybody, no, like, I really, truly need you to unmute. Come on now. Help me out here.
We got you.
You got me?
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3,
We got
4,
you. We got you.
4.
Yep.
So I can hear you, because hopefully this will be funny. I don't want to be the only person laughing. It's what happens in a psych ward. It's not what I want. Right, so, boy dogs. Years ago, being a conscientious pet owner, I had my male dog neutered. On the ride home, I couldn't bring myself to look at him. No dissertations on the long-term benefits of neutering. We're going to alter his understanding of and his feelings about what had just happened. I knew what he was thinking. Look me in the eye, you bastard, you Claudius. You Iago, a plague upon your house, you most treacherous villain. When you were drunk and lying on the floor and nobody in the family was talking to you, who showed you unconditional love? And this is how you repay my loyalty.
Oh, goodness.
I keep going down to lick my junk, and guess what? No junk! Where is my junk?
That's work for you.
Today, an unleashed, unneutered dog on the street would show up on your Facebook feed under the title, "Photo of Unleashed Dog with Testicles Goes Viral." In the 70s, they were everywhere. In the 70s, they were everywhere. All the fruit tramps, which is what we pickers were affectionately called, they all had dogs. Elijah was the only female. She chose this extraordinarily inopportune time to go into her first heat. The word spread quickly among the dogs in the orchard that Elijah was in the market for a suitor.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I looked down from the top of a ladder and saw a motley, fully testicled assemblage of wannabe canine fathers encircling our dog, who was leashed to the base of a pear tree. Since none of these unprincipled indigents bothered to show me the courtesy of asking my permission for her hand, I considered them all unworthy of even the slightest consideration. Everything that you will ever need to know about the boundless, unrestrainable power of libido can be seen in the crazed eyes of a pack of unneutered male dogs who have picked up the scent of an ovulating female. There is just no reasoning with them. No amount of pleading or explaining about the future ramifications of their actions. No questions about who is going to support these puppies. No barricades, no yelling of obscenities, and no number of pears bounced off their noggins will divert their laser-focused attention from the job at hand. That evening, our shack was besieged by a horde of incurably infatuated boy dogs. They encircled our humble dwelling and subjected us to a chorus of lovesick whining and howling and the occasional reciting of a sonnet. I may have dreamed that last part. In the morning, we implemented the plan we had devised while under siege. We took a pair of my underwear, briefs, not boxers, pulled them over Elijah's 2 rear legs, and then slid her tail through the little pee hole that no one ever uses. That final maneuver kept the underwear from falling down. It looked like a diaper, but it was actually an inspired piece of improvisational contraceptive ingenuity. The next day, our corner of the orchard was transformed was transformed into a surrealist dreamscape that featured all manner of male dog wooing techniques and canine pugilism. Several of Elijah's potential beaux engaged in what seemed to me like a fantastical display of bipedal animated cartoon fisticuffs that day. Like, I was so proud of myself when I wrote that line, but just to describe what I'm seeing, like a cartoon dogs on their hind legs fighting. Okay. Periodically, a victorious alpha male would approach the object of his desire to collect his hard-won reward, only to be denied by the ultimate satisfaction by Elijah's low-budget, homemade chastity belt. We were pleased. Elijah was not. I don't think she ever completely forgave us.
Oh,
Now the song, ladies and gentlemen, this song has come pretty close to getting me thrown out of a lot of church basements over the years, but Christine used to make me play it. Dawn played it. I'm like, look at these people, they're nice. Like, why don't I want to do it? I'll do it. Let me tell you about the fall of 79. We were running out of money, we were running out of time. We wound up picking pears way over in Washington. For 8 months before that, we were hitching down the road with a dog named Elijah. 1 year old, I had that dog ever since she was a little pup. Now baby was growing up. What got into Elijah, I just can't say. I guess she started reaching the curious age and she had this aroma she was sending all over the land. And in every backyard for 4 or 5 miles, every male dog was howling and going so wild. They were driving their owners crazy, but they didn't care. Dog love was in the air. Jumping out of windows, breaking off chains. Poodles, cocker spaniels, German shepherds, Great Danes. They were raunchy, rabid, ugly, mangy, mean. They were trying to find the orchard queen. I was in a tree and Elijah was right down beneath me, and to my surprise I saw 25 male dogs closing in on her. And so I picked me a pair and I threw it on down. I hit a cocker spaniel, knocked him to the ground. He got up quick, he was dazed, but he wasn't deterred. And so I threw down another and I hit him on the head, and he went down hard. I thought he was dead, but he still went for Elijah after taking 2 direct hits. The little sucker was passionate. You try to bring them up right, you feed them Alpo. You keep them tied at night. You try to teach them morals. You teach them about society. Oh, one day they're a sweet, innocent child. The next day, you know, they're out running so wild. Elijah, I never thought you would turn out to be the picture of promiscuity. That night when we got home, the next morning, I took a pair of my BVD underwear and I put them on Elijah and I put her tail through the little hole. Let's all try to picture that if we could. And I let her run free in the orchard that day, and every male dog in Washington state took a try at Elijah, but the only thing they felt was the low-budget chastity belt. That night when we got to the shack, I took the underwear, I threw them out back. They were wet and they were dirty and I didn't think much of it. I didn't realize that they were the equivalent of the Holy Grail in the male dog population. Silly me. Cause Lord Almighty, what happened then when the male dogs got a good whiff of them? It was the biggest dog riot that there ever was anywhere. It was over Elijah's underwear. They fought and rumbled, they brawled all night. They were killing one another till the morning light. They were fighting to the death for the greatest prize anyway. When it all was finished, when it all was done, the Doberman pitcher was the champion. He was wounded, but he looked so triumphant standing there with Elijah's underwear. won them fair and square. They were torn to shreds, he didn't care. He looked so proud standing there. And then he and all the other canines began gleefully to whistle the theme to their favorite 50s television program. And it wasn't easy for them because whistling is really hard for dogs. But they did it, and this is what it sounded like. This is a joke that is really almost a nursing home joke. You have to be that old to get this, but let's see how we do in my little hologram squares here, alright?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What do you say, girl? Timmy fell down an old abandoned mine shaft? What, again? He's an idiot. Wouldn't you love to hear June Lockhart say that? Timmy, how many abandoned mine shafts can there be around this house? All right, I'm going to play one more song. I'm feeling in the mood for a dance party. What do you guys think?
Party!
All right.
Party, yeah.
All right.
Dance party and the last dance.
All right. Who said that?
Yep, Kara, yeah.
Want me to play that? All right, so I'll play that. This is a song that Chris wrote a beautiful sort of guitar part to this, and we play this quite a lot. So I lost my mother, I lost my father. Well, I really didn't lose them. I know exactly where they both are. It's not like they went for a walk, took a wrong turn and both got lost. It just hurts less to say I lost them than to say they're dead. Betty May is 82. She's having more fun than me and you. All she wants to do is laugh and sing. She's the biggest flirt I ever seen. She still flutters those baby blues like she did when she was 22. So much mischief in those eyes. I never seen someone more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. When my mother died, I was so smashed up inside. I was crying like a baby. I thought the pain might kill me. And Betty said, son, you won't believe how many loved ones I buried. My father, sister, my brother, son, my husband, and my mother. And every time I lose a friend, I think I'm never going to laugh again. I lay around and watch bad TV till this feeling comes over me. And then I put some music on and play my favorite song, dance around my living room like I did when I was 22, to shake loose of that pain inside. On the day when I decide, not only will I survive, I am going to be more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. She said, go ahead, feel your pain. Watch bad TV for days. When you're ready to come out and play, you come see Betty May, and we'll put some music on and play your favorite song. Dance around my living room like we both were 22. Shake loose of that pain inside on the day when you decide. Not only will you survive, you are going to be more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, in time they can make you more alive. Thank you for a lovely Thursday.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Don. Beautiful.
All right. So, thanks for everybody for your kind hearts and for your generosity and for just for joining together and helping us all feel like we're not alone here in this world using technology. So, we're gonna do a dance party now. So I'm gonna ask all my people who don't have their cameras on to turn them on. Jim, Alan, Sybil, as long as you're okay with it. Dozer, if you're still there. I want everybody to, because we're gonna show the screen and everybody dancing. So this song is called Boom Chaka Wang Wang. Okay, it has virtually no redeeming qualities as a song. It is just strictly for booty shaking, and so we want everybody to be having a dance party and having fun, and we're gonna teach you how to put on your costume. So Brandon, if you don't mind, a little tutorial. And we don't want to forget like what Alan's doing, hanging from the ceiling. We want the people to be able to do that as well. Okay, so.
All right, so everybody, if you go down to your, you can go to your Zoom preferences, so you can go to the audio settings or the video settings. So in the bottom left corner of your screen where the start or stop video button is, you'll see a little up arrow. If you click on that, you will see you'll see video settings at the very bottom. And in the top of your video screen on the top right, you will see a little square with an arrow. That's how you rotate your screen to go upside down.
You have to have a PC for that, or
no? Now it's on Macs now too on the newer versions. If you have an old version of Zoom, maybe not. Yeah.
A new version of Zoom.
Yep. And then to do all the other fun stuff like what Chris is doing with the glasses and hats, you'll see along the left-hand side of that little white settings window a backgrounds and sorry, wait, no, that's not it. Which one is it?
Filters.
Studio effects.
Filter. Oh yeah, it is backgrounds and filters. Yeah, so once you click into backgrounds and filters, you'll see that virtual backgrounds is highlighted. You'll see video filters right next to it.
Right,
click on
video
that.
filters. So when you get in there, then you can put glasses on. You can do all kinds of stuff. Like you can have a pizza on your head. I mean, who doesn't want that? Right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Leonard Cohen.
You can put on some Dawn eyebrows.
Oh, look at that.
I don't need the eyebrow feature. I just want to tell everybody.
Oh, we know.
I I kind of like the guy robbing the place. This the burglar. That's not bad. Let me see what else. But anyway, we want you to dress up now. If you can dance in this from the like, if you're like Brad is and Alan, if you can get your thing flipped over, then you can go like this, and you're dancing on the ceiling. That's pretty cool too. So Brandon, when you stream this, I want you to stream it in the gallery view, if you don't mind. Let me make my final choice here. I'm gonna go with this look right here. All right, so boom chaka wang wang. I wrote this because I'm sick of writing important songs that mean shit. You know what I mean? I just wanted to write a booty shaking song. That's where the money is. I'm tired of myself. I'm tired of writing novellas. So this is just about having fun. Take care of you. We'll take a short break after this. If you can donate, that's great, and then we'll be back with our after party. Okay, Brandon, let him have it.
I love you, big mama, let me say that thing. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. When I see you chucka wang, it makes me wanna sing. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. My mom wants me to read and try to use my brain, but I just wanna see my baby boom chucka wang. Chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. The DJ at the wedding is so damn lame. To get this party jumping, play boom chucka wang. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. Break it down. Boom. Ow. Boom. Ow. Chucka wang wang. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang. Boom chucka wang wang, boom chucka wang.
Ooh, all right.
That was awesome. That was awesome. It's on the internet forever. Sorry about that. You have a tough day at work tomorrow. All right, I'm going to take just a 1 minute break and just splash some water on my face, and we'll be back with our after party. If you can throw a couple bucks my way, that'll be great. No pressure. Don't worry about it. I love you whether you got money or not. You're all right. We'll see you in just 1 minute. Hey, I'm back. All right, thanks for good fun tonight. Thanks to everybody that could donate. I want to thank some people on the other platforms. Jean, when Nook is watching over there, she's been a fan of mine and a friend of mine forever, and she moved nearby, so I'm in Merrimack now, Jean, just if you're still watching. We should get together. Merrimack, Mass. And Ratha is watching, or was watching. Ratha, the dear friend of mine from New Hampshire, who supported every musician for over the years, and just a good friend. So Ratha, I look forward to seeing you again sometime. Those of you that want to come over to the Zoom part, if you look in your chats, there's information there on how to cut and paste the password and come over and hang out. But you're welcome to watch anonymously. Witness protection and all that. So this is the after party, and I have three friends of mine tonight, and we're gonna try to go through, get them at least to do 3 things if they want to, and get us out of here by 9:30-ish or thereabouts. But this is a chance for me to hang out with people that I like a lot. So I'm gonna start with Michelle. Michelle's coming to us from Detroit. It's a person that I met while I was out there a while back, and she's been with us a few times in our after party. She's a lovely songwriter and performer, and I just love her stuff a lot. I know if you haven't seen her before, you're gonna love her. So let's give a nice big welcome for Michelle Held, please.
Hey, Michelle. Good to see you.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Thanks again for having me, Don. It was great to see you again perform. I'm gonna play a song that I finished writing on Christmas morning of 2020. And it's called Here to There. Push, pull, eyes peer with empty now heart, full more than it can be by dawn. You'll be splitting it down to the bone where it's bare. Love, hate, break it wide open now, breathe. Wait, let light be your best friend while dark wraps its rope round your neck, leaves you gasping for air. And that's how we get from here to there. Yes, no meaning in chances now. Let go wreckage advances. Give it all to the mystery of time till there's nothing to spare. Laugh, cry, solace moves mountains now. Ask why tears run from fountains. The sun coming up walks with grace as your hands fight for prayer. And that's how we get from here to there. Up, down, miracles weaving now home. Bound, passage deceiving makes sense of a whisper that screams at the height of despair. Less, more, shortage, illusion now greed. War, boundless confusion, though peace bears infinite jewels for all those who wear. And that's how we get from here to there. Right, wrong, who's to decide it now? Hold strong when stars are misguided. The memory of wind blows it round to a place of repair. Give, take, string it together now. Just wake, you're here and forever. In every new seed grows the line, though patience is rare. And that's how we get from here. Listen, be still, my dear. And that's how we get from here to there.
That's so beautiful, Michelle.
Very nice.
Thank
Really
you.
beautiful.
Very nice, Michelle.
Oh, that was perfect, Michelle. Beautifully crafted, nicely done. Oh man.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. So, when we go around the next time, we'll talk a little bit about what you're up to and all that. So let's hear it one more time from Michelle coming to us from.
Yay, Michelle. Beautiful.
All right, now I want to introduce my buddy Nick Zano. Nick Zano's a good friend of mine. He's from he's from upstate New York actually, but he's been living here in Lynn for many years now, and he's a good guy, comedy writer, a songwriter. He just has he writes horror stories. He's very diverse in his creativity, but a dear friend and a good superhuman being. So let's make Nick feel welcome, please.
Hey, Nick. Great to see you.
Hello, everybody. This is a song called Start the Show. Start the show, start the show. I'm running out of drums, and the people want to see what it is they come for. And it's hard to know the herald just when it arrives, but I know it must be coming. We've been waiting all our lives. And as far as introductions, it's nothing you can know. It's beyond imagination till the moment it shows. And if we are not mindful, it might break up on its way. 'Cause the best we've ever managed is to keep our best at bay. Singing like the whole band's joining in, singing like we'll never sing again. We've salvation happens only from on high. It's no wonder we believe we won't see it till we die. Happy is not so happy, and sober's not so kind. I've taken every fool's position, everyone's but mine. And it's hard to know the herald just when it arrives. But I know it must be coming, 'cause we're running out of time. Singing like the whole band's joining in, singing like we'll never sing again. If we believe salvation happens only from on high, it's no wonder we believe we won't see it till we die. Singing like the whole world's joining in, sing it like we'll never sing again. We believe salvation happens only from on high. It's no wonder we believe we won't see it till we die. Sing it like the whole world's joining in, sing it like we'll never sing again. We believe salvation happens only from on high. It's no wonder we believe we won't see it till we die.
Nice, Nick.
Nice job, Nick.
Thank you.
Really nice job.
Nice work, Nick. Beautiful. You know, when we come around, I'll just ask you to pick one hunk of the many things you're doing, and we'll talk about that. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right, one more time for my friend Nick. There you
Oh, Nick.
All right, so I'm going to introduce Christine now. Christine's really just a
Yay!
big part of my
Yay.
family, really. She, you know, just a member of the family, really. We're you know, spend a lot of time together, and I was chatting with her recently, and she sent me some lyrics, and I was like, wow, she was up all night writing these lyrics. I'm like, well, you know, if you want to debut them, you know, you're welcome to come. So she's here. I think that, are you going to do that first, Christine, or do you want to?
Yeah. I still don't have the music for it. It's such a long and involved song that I figure that at least I can get the lyrics in front of you, and so you can tell me if you can catch the whole story.
Do you want to give some background, or do you want to just let the song do it?
Yeah, I want it. I'll just let the lyrics do it.
Okay.
Oh man, I was messed up, and it was hard for me to, you know, when you're doing.
What's that? All right, Brandon. There you go. Brandon just earned his money right there. Good job.
Okay. Okay, this is it's a song. It's called Irvin and Edith. The year was 1945. The place was New York City. A songwriter named Irvin, a girl named Edith, tall and pretty. He had no success to speak of yet, though his heart beat just for her. Irvin proposed. Edith said no. His days became a blur. He walked the streets heartbroken, convinced his life was through. Irene Higginbotham played a melody that matched Irvin's shade of blue. Then he did what he does best, channeled all his grief into words, "Good morning, heartache," which finally brought him some relief. Their song had legs. It reached the ears of Billie Holiday. She recorded Irvin's saga of the one who got away. A young, ambitious tunesmith's life was changed from that day on, but every morning there it was, heartache never gone. Irvin and Edith fell in love so young, parted ways so quickly, no wedding bells were rung. Edith and Irvin fell in love too fast. He thought of her as the big heartbreak in his past. Irvin tried to get over her as his music reputation grew. They both married other people. Months, then years just flew. In 1961, he wrote, "It was a very good year." Sinatra driving heard it, pulled off the road, because it was clear he knew that song was meant for him, and sings it in the same key as the Kingston Trio that Irvin wrote it for. Play it back to back, you'll see. And the second verse about city girls who lived up the stairs, yep, that's his first love, Edith, who is still completely unaware that Good Morning Heartache was written for her too. Now a wife and mom running a business, no time to think back when love was new. In 1974, one town over, in the newspaper, Irvin read her name. Edith was now a widow. He felt a pang for his old flame. Irvin and Edith fell in love so young, parted ways so quickly, no wedding songs were sung. Edith and Irvin fell in and out of love too fast. He still talked of her as the biggest heartbreak in his past. Irvin thought it best to let it be. The past is over, it's long gone. They were kids back in the 1940s, but he's older now. His life moved on. But a year later, Edith read that he was widowed too. She drank her coffee, stared at the newspaper, wasn't sure what to do. Edith waited 6 months, then she made the call. "Is this Irvin Drake?" she asked, wondering if he'd remember her at all. "Hello, Edith," he sighed, made plans to take her out for dinner at Elaine's, their destiny never in doubt. Irvin and Edith fell in love so young. In 1982, wedding bells were finally rung. Edith and Irvin, 33 years side by side, looking out for each other, rising with each tide. Irvin and Edith finished their lives strong. And now you know the stories behind two classic songs. Next time you hear Good Morning Heartache or It Was a Very Good Year, think of Irvin and Edith. You heard about them here. Irvin and Edith, like a bagel and a schmear.
Oh, that was great, Christine. Wow.
Wow. That's a true story. He wrote Good Morning Heartache for her. She had no idea. And she was, when he did, It Was a Very Good Year when I was 21. It was a very good year for girls, city girls who lived up the stairs with all that perfumed hair that came undone when I was 21. She didn't know that was for her either. But they got married and then had 33 years together.
Wow.
That's great.
That's a great story, Chris.
And Don, we played with him, right?
Right, like Brandon, can you side by side? That's good. Yeah, I met him. I met her too at
Birdland.
At Birdland, at the open mic. They sat at our table. He was 90 then, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he also came and spoke when your book got released at Barnes and Nobles, right?
Yeah. Well, he sang 2 new verses that he wrote for It Was a Very Good Year. He wrote When I Was 52 and When I Was 89.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really special. Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, because, it's Tierney Sutton. She's a really famous jazz singer, lives out in LA. And she ran into Irvin out there. And she said, "Hey, it's a great story." She said, "Are you the man who wrote It Was a Very Good Year?" And he said, "Why, yes, I am." He was so proud. And she goes, "You bastard." He said, "What? Is there a problem?" And she said, yeah, I'm over 35 and I'm not ready for the autumn of my life. You got to write more verses, buddy. So he did.
Oh, yeah. So I can't wait to hear when you put some music to that, Christine. I think it's gonna
Same.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so long. I'm afraid it's gonna.
It's
You know, maybe
beautiful though.
It's-
It just goes together.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Don't let anybody tell you it's too long. It is perfect.
Does the last line ruin it? I took like a bagel and a schmear. I mean, they were.
No, that's perfect.
Because I figure if I add that little twist at the end, people won't cry. Because I almost cried telling the story.
It's really. I was watching everyone in the gallery. There was, everybody was like, lots of times in the gallery, people are talking on their phone, they're doing other things. Like everyone's just staring at their screen. So I think you got something here, Christine.
I do
Thanks for
too.
doing that. Let's hear it for the extraordinary human being.
Bravo.
Yes, Christine, as always.
Thanks.
That was wonderful.
All right.
Thank you.
So, Michelle,
Thank
my
you.
darling, let's put us side by side for a second, if you don't mind.
See everybody next week. Got a buck.
Okay, man, take care. So, Michelle, so you just told me that you were on the road doing a regular job for a while, like traveling. Is that true, right?
Yes, I was traveling. It was not music related, but it's just I do a lot of different freelance work to support my music. And so something came up. So I was a product specialist for a vehicle, and I was traveling on the East Coast. Started out in Boston, down to Florida over 4 months.
Call me, didn't stop to say hi, nothing.
I know, sorry. But before that, I was working on the production of my first single, which I've been writing and performing for 10 years, and for a myriad of reasons, I have not recorded and released my songs yet. So I decided to start with one song. And I haven't recorded, and I had to stop it temporarily while I went and worked that job. And so I have to get back at it and get it out there. But
All right, so there's no, like, people can't buy your music if they want to or listen to it? Or
no, not yet.
come to the Dawn White after party to hear your music?
Yeah, but I have lots of little things online and stuff if you follow my link tree. So, but hopefully soon.
All right, well, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're well and safe and all that. And why don't you play another tune for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a newish song. I wrote it. It's a co-write that I wrote in a class. I took a workshop with John Vesner, and this is the song that I came out of that with. No room for hearing my point of view. It's a tangled web of worthless words we're both trying to break through. It's such a weird world where sometimes nothing makes sense. Emotions run high and our feelings intense. I miss the good times. I'm tired, I want the good times back. Where are the good times? Come on, let's get back on that good time track. Mine is but one voice. It cradles the truth. It's made up of all of the choices since the time of my youth. Give me the courage to tear down this wall. After it tumbles, we'll be left with the heart of it all. I miss the good times. I'm tired, I want the good times back. Where are the good times? Come on, let's get back on that good
That was excellent.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Woo!
Nice.
Thank
The
you,
voice is
Michelle.
beautiful.
That was so beautiful, Michelle.
I think you're a crafts person. I won't say craftsman, but I think the songs are really nicely crafted, and they're just kind of haunting a little bit. I really like what you do a lot, Michelle. Thanks for being here. We'll go around one more time and try to get another song out of you. Let's hear it again from Michelle.
Thanks
please.
so much,
Beautiful,
Don. I appreciate
Michelle.
your support.
Woo!
All right, Nick Zano. Let's see, do we want to talk about you as somebody who's interviewed every comedian who ever lived for 25 years? You who writes horror stories? You, the songwriter? Come on, like which Nick Zano shall we delve into here?
Well, I was asked to combine two of those things recently by the folks over at One Broadway Collective in Lawrence, and I'm trying to develop a workshop now that hopefully will come up in March on using horror writing in your songwriting. So I'm developing a workshop now called "How to Unsettle Your Listener."
On purpose.
Yeah, on purpose, yes. Maybe I should put that in parentheses because probably a lot of people are doing that on accident.
I've done it many times and didn't know what was happening.
yeah. I'm just singing this sweet song about my grandfather, and that everybody's creeped out. I don't know. I mean, he was a butcher. What can I do? I mean, I'm just singing a sweet song about my grandfather, the butcher. Why is everybody leaving?
You how many CDs do you have now, Nick?
I've got 2 full length and 2 EPs and a few singles. I'm trying to record a new single, but I've been working on the book and now the syllabus for this workshop. So I haven't been able to
The
get
book
to it.
that you're writing is a collection of all your interviews that you've done with comedians. But Nick was the comedy writer for the Globe and for Phoenix at one time too. Is that right?
Yeah, I wrote about comedy. I started at the Buffalo News around 97, 98, and then wrote about it for the Phoenix, and if anybody is a Boston local, Stuff at Night and those kinds of places. And I celebrated, 20 years writing for the Globe last July. That was the milestone.
It's pretty amazing. That's quite an accomplishment, Nick. And when you get like Nick and I will, back before Breath was homicidal, when we could be together, we would go out all the time, and he just started talking. Like I interviewed George Carlin 3 times. He has this, one. I mean, I don't want you to tell it now, but Nick has had is one of the few human beings to go to California and hang around with Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, and spend the afternoon with those guys. So he's had an interesting life. And then of course, because comedy is such a part of his life, he has to do horror writing as well.
They're kind of related. I could tell you how, but we probably don't.
Well, I love what you're doing. I like the songs a lot, and you're just a good pal. So why don't you play something for us here?
All right. So this is one off of the last full CD. I'm working on new stuff, but I don't quite have it down yet. So I just picked up a different guitar, a baritone guitar, and put some of the old songs on it. This is called Better When You're Strange. I like you better when you're strange. Your eyes flash and the colors change. Feels like when you're with me, you're someone no one else has see. I like you better when you're strange. But when you hang around with those boys, charms go to waste. I don't just want you for the things they do, and hell, I want you for those things too. I just want to help you to fit into a shape that feels like you. You like Picasso and old man bars. I like my comic books and cheap guitars. I ain't saying that we're written the stars, but we fit in all my favorite parts. I like it better when you're strange, when you're busting down the gates, when you're dancing on the front porch in your suspenders and a cape. Don't keep me waiting. Come out and play. Ooh. I like it better when you're strange, when you're something short of sane. Whatever's twirling in your brain, it makes me want to know your name. I don't just want you for the things they do, unless you want me for those things too. And I can love every part of you and never have to stop and think it through. You like turtle wax and shaving scars. I like my jelly from a mason jar. There's nothing about you that's too bizarre to ever keep us apart. I like you better when you're strange. Your eyes flash and the colors change. Feels like when you're with me, you're someone no one else to see.
That was terrific.
Hey, that was nice, Nick. All right.
Good job, Nick. Very,
very good.
That was really wonderful, man. We'll get around to one more song after that. So thank you, Nick. So Christine, do you want to play do something else, or you
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? I'll sing for you.
Should we promote your show in Arlington just a little bit, right? That's coming up, right? Are you?
Yeah. We're going to be with On a Winter's Night on February 5th on Saturday.
Well, you local folks, right?
Yeah. And then the night before that, we're at the Ridgefield Playhouse in Connecticut. And the day after, the afternoon after, we're at New Bedford, the Zeiterion, for a 2:00 show.
That's John Gorka and Patty.
Deborah Hart and Patty Larkin and Cheryl Wheeler. This will probably be the last time it's the 5 of us, because Cheryl doesn't want to do the shows that we're going to fly to next. So it's your last chance to see us all together. But this is not a song that I wrote, but it shows the importance of going to open mics. I've been going for almost 16 years to the open mic at Birdland. Even now, we've started up again. And there was a couple from England. Her name is Sarah Louise Young, and his name is Michael Ralston. And they sang this song at the open mic. They're big stars in London, and they have an album called Songs for Cynics, and they're very sophisticated. But when I heard the song, I thought, you know what, that's really a folk song. And I actually wrote the last line. It had a different last line. And I actually wrote 2 last lines. I'm going to sing one for you, and they sing the other one that I wrote. But they wrote everything else. And it's a tough subject, but I think it's something that somebody had to write about. Please don't hand me your baby. I know that you love him so much. Don't make me explain why it causes me pain. Please don't make me touch him. Oh, please don't hand me your baby. I know you are trying to be nice. I can see he's awake, but it makes my heart ache. Please don't ask me twice, 'cause your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. I hardly know where to begin. Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. Baby is ugly as sin. Please don't hand me your darling. I promise I won't come around. He's your little prince, but his smile makes me wince when he gurgles that inhuman sound. Oh, please don't hand me your loved one. I beg you, don't make me use force. He's stolen your youth, and to tell you the truth, I could see why you filed for divorce. Your baby is ugly, your baby is ugly, covered with strange baby skin. Your baby is ugly, your baby is ugly, baby is ugly as sin. No, I am not in denial, I don't look at you through green eyes. But please don't put me on trial, just 'cause something inside of me dies when I see your weird baby. Oh, please don't hand me your cutie, the hope for the whole human race. Whoops, the smell of his bum is beginning to hum, but at least it distracts from his face. Oh, please don't hand me your precious. I don't mean to sound so unkind. He's covered with snot. Put him back in his cot. Are you losing your mind? Oh, is that baby? Is that Smile? Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. What is that strange growth on his chin? It's his face. Your baby is ugly. Your baby is ugly. Ugly, ugly, fuggly, puggly. Oh, happy day, he's got a twin.
Oh, that was awesome. That was great.
See, the original ending was, your baby is ugly as sin. And when I heard it, I had the brainstorm. I said, there could be one more joke. So I wrote 2 new last lines for them, and they sing the other last line. I do, oh, happy day, he's got a twin, which I think softens the song. And because there's not one, there's 2 of them. How bad could it be? And the other one is, thank your lucky stars, he's not a twin. And that's what they sing over in England. So I ended up getting a co-write like for the last line. So think about, if you ever hear a new song and you know that there could be one more joke, tell the songwriters. Because I mean, we don't have anything on paper or anything like that, but it's like just such a thrill to collaborate with somebody when you didn't even know them.
Yeah. That song that fits into what Nick was talking about, right? How to make your audience uncomfortable. It's perfect, right?
Yeah, because you were probably thinking, oh, did she give up a child for adoption? Did she have an abortion? You're thinking all these things, and then you realize, oh, it's just an ugly baby. Thank gosh.
Hey, Christine, can I just ask a quick question? Is that Criterion show going to be live streamed? I see it's well sold a lot of people out already.
Gosh, I don't know.
It doesn't say it anywhere that I could see, but
I still have dreams that maybe Dawn would show up and do good things. She can't read my mind in that show. Dawn, I have another idea. No, I'm going to email you another idea I have for that idea.
I'd like to be on stage again. The Arlington one would be perfect, but I have to do something that night. I have a show I'm doing, but yeah. All right. So thank you, Christine. Let's hear it for Miss Lavin one more time.
Oh, it's beautiful, Christine.
And I'm sure you were all beautiful babies.
And the nuts are
So this is sort of the lightning round here. Try to get everybody, out of here. Not too much past 9:30. Looks like might go to a quarter of today, but so no more talking. And let's just power through it. Let's make some music. Michelle, I think you're fantastic. I'm glad that you're here. I'll see you. I'm hoping to be out in Michigan in May again. So if that's the case, I'll see you then. Take us out of your section here if you don't mind.
ready for a world without John Prine. His stories and his spirit grew brighter over time. And COVID came and took his breath before we played his last song. Ain't it funny the way the world moves on? We learn that the cracks are how the light gets in. From a poet with a lover born the day his life would end. She made a memory of a map of Canada where his face was drawn. Ain't it funny the way the world moves on? We are frightened by things we don't understand. Like where the soul does meet the earth or the color of a man. The hero paved us a better way and handed over the baton. Ain't it funny the way the world moves on? The world moves on whether you're ready or not. The world moves on while your heart is in a knot. Hold on to hope, might be all you've got. I got the Dylan's gonna die someday blues. 'Cause he's my Woody Guthrie, you know, many a writer's muse. He'll be laughing at the clown's cacophony after he is gone. 'Cause ain't it funny the way the world moves on? Ain't it funny the way the world moves on whether you're ready or not. The world moves on while your heart is in a knot. Hold on to hope, might be all you've got. The world moves on whether you're ready or not. The world moves on while your heart is in a knot. Hold on to hope, might be all you've got.
Beautiful, Michelle.
Beautiful, Michelle.
Yeah,
Really beautiful.
gorgeous.
Thank you. Thanks, Don, again for having me.
Or stop by anytime. I'm gonna do these Thursdays. I don't know, till March or April or so, and so you're welcome anytime. Even if it's filled up, you know, you can pop in, do a new tune, anything you want. I think you're great. Let's hear one more time from Michelle, everybody.
Beautiful, Michelle.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Hey, that's,
So beautiful.
you know, Matt Watroba just asked me to do a podcast for him, or like a tape, something that he's doing about influential albums, like what albums are influenced you. And I'm picking that first John Prine album, the one where he's sitting on the bale of hay, you know, that thing. I remember, like, I didn't really play guitar or anything back then. I just thought, I really like this. It's simple. There's stories. Every song is a story. You know, I learned every song on it. That's how I learned to play. I just, you know, the songs were simple, so I could bang away at them. And I just, you know, he meant so much to so many people. You know,
I know.
There you go. Whatever. You know, glad to have had him all these years. But you know, that's a tremendous body of work. When I got stuck, actually, after I wrote my first book, I couldn't write songs. They were too small. Like, I was too used to being able to stretch out my ideas over pages. And I thought to myself, I need to write. I took a John Prine sort of style of song and just wrote one that way, just to get back into it. All right, so there you go. Thank you for that. Okay, Nick, take us home, buddy, or take us to Christine.
Hey, what was the John Prine like song that you wrote?
It's that song called "People in Michigan." The idea was he will make a chorus that's not really connected to the verses, and the verses will all stand by themselves. So I here's the thing about all the verses in that song can kind of stand alone, and then the chorus ties them together, but not really. The chorus.
Yeah.
It's one of his things that he does. I mean, other people do it too, but that helped me get back to song. I wrote a mess of songs after that, but I needed a bridge, and I used that method actually.
Well, it's interesting. Sometimes you write a whole bunch of lyrics at once, and you wonder, is this 3 different songs? Is this one song? What if
One
I just
big
put
song.
all of this stuff together and see how they clash? But
Yeah.
all right. Sorry. I'm good at tangenting off into things. This is a song for separated friends called "One True Friend." We share the best, worst times. We can talk about it now. All the drunks are driving home, so let's stay for one more round. We were tempered in an epidemic, never caught their disease. We got problems enough of our own without choosing to believe. There are just 2 sides we can stand on, us and them, yours and mine. There are just 2 of us here, and each of us has just one life. All the sweat we pour into the ground in the city or the sticks, drawing lines around our easy chairs and waiting for the fix, and the energy we spend on all our little tricks to pretend we're someplace that we've never been. And it all falls away when you sit down with one true friend. 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 I was there when your head exploded. You were there when my guts caved in. And though it might have been many years between, we never asked where you've been. I can feel you somewhere out there when I'm feeling all alone, stretching out over the curves of the earth between the places we call home. There are the places that we stick to and the places we have to be, and the dance we have to do around some people just to take a few steps free. And all the sweat we pour into the ground in the city or the sticks, drawing lines around our easy chairs and waiting for the fix. And the energy we spend on all our little tricks to pretend we're someplace that we've never been. It all falls away when you sit down with one true friend. One true friend. One true friend. One true friend. One true friend.
Nice. Thanks, Nick.
Nick, that was wonderful.
listening.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Nick, anytime, like I said to Michelle too, anytime, just pop in, I would say just walk over, but I don't live near you no more. But, well, I'm thinking of it next week. Paul Sanchez from Oregon is going to pop in. Richard Fox, my dear friend, is going to read for us, and Shanna in a dress will be with us next week too. So, if you can just show up at 8:30 and see all that stuff. You don't have to go through my stuff if you don't want to. So, Christine, do you want to take us home?
Well, I guess I will. Can you hear me okay? Because I put headphones on. Okay. All right. This is going to be a test of your psychic powers. So if you've got a piece of paper and a pencil, get it ready. Or if you've got a calculator in your laptop, get it ready. And by the end of the song, between 1% and 2% of you will be able to add psychic powers to your resume. I am psychic, so are you. Just do what I ask you to. You skeptics won't believe it's true. I am psychic, so are you. I want everybody here to pick a number between 1 and 9. Don't say it out loud. Don't even tell the person sitting next to you, but remember it. Okay, everybody got a number? Now double it. Add 8. Divide this number by 2. Subtract the number that you started out with from the number you have now. Look at my brain. Look at my brain. You have some psychic powers if you are now thinking of the number 4. How many of you were thinking 4? Raise your hands up. Okay, everybody's thinking of 4. I invite you to the second level of psychic testing. If you were not thinking of 4, you're out. We're on the honor system here. I want everybody now to pick a number between 2 and 17. Remember it. Now double it. Add 10. Divide this number by 2. Subtract the number that you started out with from the number you have now. Look at my brain. Look at my brain, I tell you. You have even more psychic powers if you are now thinking of the number 5. Were you all thinking of 5? Raise your hands. Okay, all right. We're going to the highest level of psychic testing allowed in North America. I want everybody now to pick a number between 3 and 750,000. Pick a high number if you're confident. Pick a low number if you're not. But remember it. Now double it. Add 4. Divide this number by 2. Oops, my screen is rolling around. Subtract the number that you started out with from the number you have now. Now, whatever this number is, I want you to go to the corresponding letter of the alphabet. If you think of number 1, that would be A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5, E. So you're all thinking of a letter of the alphabet. Okay. I want you to think of a fruit that begins with the letter that you are thinking. Okay. All right, you're all thinking of a fruit. Now, I want you to go to the second letter of the fruit you are thinking. And I want you to think of a state anywhere in the United States where this fruit probably would not grow. So you're thinking of a fruit. You're thinking of a state where it wouldn't grow. And you're looking at my brain. Look at my brain. I am here to tell you, you are 100% psychic if you are now thinking of a banana in Alaska. Turn on your mics. Who was thinking of a, can we do a gallery view? I'm going to do the gallery view.
I'm
Who's
in
thinking of
Maine.
a
I think of blueberries.
Yeah. Oh, I had a banana in Arkansas.
I had Arizona, banana in Arizona.
No, but I said a state where the banana wouldn't grow.
Arkansas?
I had banana in Alaska.
Who
I had a-
said that? Who said that?
I did. I got it.
Michelle. Oh, Michelle. Please put it on your resume. You are a psychic girl.
I had a date in Detroit.
What were you thinking, Neil?
A date in Detroit.
A date in Detroit?
That was the fruit, and it started with a D, and
You're not good at math, are you?
not at all. Could you tell?
Told you could use a calculator or a piece of paper. I'm so sorry. Oh. Don, did you do it, Don?
Yeah, I had a banana in Alaska. Yeah. Yeah. So I've seen you do this 4,000 times.
But Don, you know the answer is different at each time.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But I'm just clairvoyant. You know,
Yeah.
I happen to know that right now. I'm going to sing a song. I predict that.
Hey, take us home, Don.
Take us home, Don.
Woo, thanks, Christine.
Let's have a thank you
Thanks,
to
Christine.
Christine and to everybody, Michelle and Nick. Thank you so much, everybody.
What a great night this has been. So great to be back with you guys.
Yeah, it's a great night. We all found out Neil can't add or subtract or multiply. You're busted, Neil Braverman.
I want to shout out to my friend. I'm not sure if he's still watching from Oregon. His name's Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice I haven't seen since I probably was in, I don't know, high school or something like that. But I saw that he's watching, and Paul, drop me a note sometime, or Facebook, something, Messenger. I'd like to talk to you. All right, so here we go. I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. I met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know, and drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on. In 1993, if you were talking to yourself walking down the street, it was sad cause it meant that you were crazy. Now it means that you're a businessman. It's not crazy, but still kind of sad. I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway and waved my thumb. I met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. You know my boss is younger than my children are. I've got to tell you people, that is so bizarre. He's so adorable when he yells at me. It makes me want to pinch him on his cheek and say coochie coochie coo coochie. Now I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway and waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life was not like TV. You know, a lot of good musicians used to say to me, you know, you can't play guitar and you can't sing, and you could never make it in this here scene. And I don't think that they were wrong, but I wonder where they all have gone. I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know, and drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on. They're not thinking about you at all. They just keep on rolling, they keep on rolling, they keep on rolling along. There it is.
Well done.
Woo!
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, Don.
You're welcome. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everybody, for
Everybody.
coming. Thank you, Christine. Good luck with your travels and all that. And keep me informed on what you're up to out there and how it's going. Say hi to everybody on the bill for me, and be safe out there. Don't make me worry about you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
just
I think we should all chip in money so that we can get Neil to go to adult education and learn how to add. I'm sorry, Neil. I'm like a dog with a bone.
Oh, I know you are, Christine. I know. I love you dearly. You know that.
so those of you that are new to this on the so we're gonna stop the stream. Brandon, let's thank Brandon, everybody in the
Hey, Brandon. Awesome, my friend.
Usually he'll show his face. I don't know where he is now, but
There he is.
Hey, there he is.
Brandon, to make this work so that I can hear you and all that, and that it streams well and all that, it takes a lot of stuff going on back there, and he makes it look really easy. So he's a good guy, good. If you need video work or podcast work or anything like that, you can talk to Brandon. He'll take care of you. So thanks to let me say just goodbye to Tim and Shannon out there in New Mexico, and
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, you guys. Be safe and be well.